Hello, everyone. Welcome back to How to Trade. I'm Shane Vernier, and this is 2025. We're trading 2025. Can you believe it? It's been a fantastic, I would say it's been a fantastic trading season, actually. The holiday season was absolutely great. I typically don't like to trade during the holidays, but this last year I actually got into it, started trading some rotational strategies, and they panned out to be pretty darn good. So I'm absolutely pleased as punch to be here 2025. A couple of things that I will say right away is we've got to really understand that the liquidity is not back in the markets yet. Pretty much everybody, all the big players are on the sidelines. They took this entire week off because of the way that our holidays fell this year. You had Christmas on a Wednesday, you had New Year's on a Wednesday. So I want to wish everybody a happy New Year's, but remember, like the big guys, the hedge funds, the institutional traders, and we've made quite a few of those videos on institutional trading. We're going to drop one tomorrow that really shows you exactly what to expect from institutional traders and how the big money can move the markets. I will tell you this, they are not back in the office. I think that most of them are probably down in New Orleans watching the Sugar Bowl today. So there's a lot going on, but it's not. The last 30 minutes have been absolutely brutal. Let's get right out to price action. You can see big negative candle here in WTI crude oil. You also have a big sort of a doji, a hammer. Gold is on the rally, but your US 30 is absolutely tanking. For whatever reason, the US 30 is absolutely tanking. The US 500 is absolutely tanking, and it's been about the last hour, 60 minutes, where we've just seen it, and it's just an absolute sell-off. So there's a lot going on in the markets, and before we get started on 2025, and we're going to throw some trade ideas out there. You'll have a trade idea delivered to your inbox. If you follow me here on the website, you'll get a trade idea here probably in about 2 hours. But I got to tell you, this is something. I don't really know what to make of this market dynamic, and I'm going to take it very slow. I only placed one trade today. I took $90 off of a gold futures trade, not much money, but the rest of it has just sort of been me feeling out these markets. And these markets right now, there's a lot of angst. There's a lot of angst. So Clive Harrison, good to see you. I got way behind on the live chat. Good to see everybody back in the room. Bobby Bob, good to see you, Bobby. Thank you. Thanks for coming back on in. JC, good to see you. JC Ivy, always a pleasure. All right, guys. There was a great question here that I'll just address right off the bat, and then we're gonna dive into some price action as I'm just watching equities fall apart, and I think I know why. Let's go right here. So Bobby Bob had a great question here in the trading room, and it's a good one because everybody's trading crypto right now. Everybody's trading Bitcoin. Everybody's trading all the altcoins, and I get it. I've done it in the past. It's one of those things that it's a challenge to always get in and out of a market. And get paid. So Bobby Bob's question was, which website would you advise? Would you go through a crypto broker, or would you go through a crypto exchange? And I won't mention the names here because I don't work for them, and I'm not going to pump their outfits. But what I will say is this: I've had bad experiences working with crypto exchanges directly. I've had my identity stolen. I had people try to rip me off for a couple $1,000 in my bank account, and I was fortunate that I got down to my bank, that I had a personal banker. I had somebody that I could get there. My phone was ported. They ported my phone. They stole the two-factor authentication means very little if they port your phone. So they ported my phone. They stole my account, and that account was linked to a bank account. So they started trying to steal money out of my bank account, and they started buying chunks of Ethereum. And I said, well, that's fine and dandy, but I didn't do any of this, so stop it right now. I was lucky because I had that relationship with the banker, and we could dial it up and we could get that done quick. Not everybody has that, and I understand. So if you are doing business with a crypto exchange, I gotta watch what I say, but I call it a dummy bank account. You open a separate bank account that deals directly with your crypto. So if you're doing business with the exchange and you're buying and selling crypto and wiring money in and out of your bank account, that account needs to be, think of it as an island. It needs to be your safe haven. You don't link that to your checking account. You don't link that account to your savings account. You don't even have it online if you don't have to. That is your fortress of solitude. Dummy accounts. Use them. That'll save you. Saved me. It saved me. They were trying to hit me for 50 and 100 grand, and I was lucky. They only hit me for 1,000. I got that shut down. So great question, Bobby Bob. You got to take care of yourself if you're going to be in the crypto sphere. It's not because there's anything wrong with crypto. It's because there's a lot of characters in there that are trying to get that money. That's the bottom line. Kurt Meharan shorted the NASDAQ on the New York rejection. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get out to price action. I'm going to cover the news here in just a second, but I will tell you this. equities are falling apart. This right here is a 30-minute, really a 30-minute look at your U.S. 500. We'll look at the NASDAQ here in a second. But for me, my weapon of choice is the Fibonacci retracement. And when I see something trending like this, I'm looking to sell. I'm not trying to be a hero. I don't want to try to pick the bottom of the market. There's ways that we can do that, but quite frankly, you won't do that for another 2 hours or so. Let's let this price action play out. That's the most current wave right there. Is about 9:30 my time, 11:30 a.m. Eastern. Big sell-off. And if you get that retracement sell up to 38% of this most current range, you're going to be in great shape. Look at what happened earlier today, though. There's your 8 a.m. So there's your crazy open. Crazy open. You wiped out all the you wiped out all the shorts there. Then you wiped out all the intraday longs. And then we had some compression. Bam, break. Okay, there's your break. Now your retracement's on. If we get a shot to sell up there at 58.55, that's fantastic. So you shorted the NASDAQ off the New York rejection. Okay, let's go to the E-mini NASDAQ futures. This is one, I sort of say that to say that it's a wild market's an understatement. But you can see something like this. It's the same formation, essentially. You saw really a crazy open. Then you got a little bit base right there. Doji, hammer. And then you got the big sell-off. I love hammer formations. The hammer candle. If you're not going to learn any other candle formations, learn the hammer. The hammer's a big deal. Why? It doesn't necessarily mean that the market's going to reverse necessarily. But what it does mean, there's a lot of action there. There was a lot of sellers here. Bidder stepped up. Bit of a retracement. And then we pound. Okay, so now we're trending. This is easy. This would be the same trade that I just outlined for you on the US 500. Something like that. That's great. You got a great shot to win from right there. Now, the other thing that I would say is this. You're open, crazy open. Look what happens for the next 2 hours. You trade almost entirely inside of that opening candle. What do we do there? Well, theoretically, we're looking backwards. Spike high, spike low. There was your pullback right to the back end of that golden zone. Then we came off big. I would absolutely love to get short this market. The question is how do we do it? Your best chance probably today would be your 30-minute chart. You would definitely want to do something like that. But if you want to go, everybody wants to trade short time frames. And I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. I trade short time frames too. I look at 5 minutes and 1 minute charts a lot, but my anchor points are from longer time frames. So I know exactly what's going on. Something like that. This is a textbook L formation, guys. It's a textbook L. Boom. There's your run. There's your rotation. That's our line in the sand. So let's get rid of all that garbage here. Let's see what we got. What do we got? We got a nice big move that's really developed over the last hour or so, and now you've got a bit of a rotation. So what do you got? Spike high right there, spike low. This is a great trade. Are we going to get a chance to sell this NASDAQ? I don't know. Let's load up the old handy-dandy paper trading. Let's go for it. Let's see what we got. Wow. What, do I have a position open somewhere? Realized? Negative 1,000, huh? Well, that's no good. Let's go right here. This market's crazy. It really is. If you're going to trade E-mini NASDAQ futures, I highly recommend that you make sure that your risk is no more than 1 to 3%. In any case, where do we want to sell from? I want to sell from right up there. So 21.119 and a quarter, 21.118. Let's go ahead and sell that. I want to market. No, we want a limit order. We want to sell limit order right up there from 21.18. We should get some pretty good stuff here. Let's go ahead and trade 4 lots. I like to trade chunks of 4. Let's go ahead and sell that. All right, now let's see exactly what's going on. So that's going to be our entry point. Now, there's a couple of reasons why we can make this trade. The number one reason is you got a downtrend. We are trending down, and I'm going to show you why here in a second. The news cycle is not good to open the new year. It's not good. Right here, though, okay, where's our order? We're in the queue. We're ready. We're ready to rock now. And these are demo dollars, so don't get carried away. We will trade real money. I did some of that before Christmas. I got actually several prop accounts. One of them is going very well, and then I probably won't trade my real cash money account on this live stream, but we may in 2025. I'm sort of talking with the back office about that. If they'll give me the green light, I'm more than happy to trade real money in front of you guys. I don't care. I've been doing this a long time. This right here, though, take a look at what we have. Now, we have an absolute ton of interest on our 9 EMA video and our 920 crossover video. A huge amount of interest. And we're going to be doing more things, in that vein. We're going to make more videos. I can tell you there's 50 ways to trade the 9 EMA. There really is. And there's a couple ways that I think could really help you become a profitable trader if you want to use EMAs. For me, my EMA is the 13 EMA. That's what I use. That's what I was taught back in 2010, back in 2011. And I'll tell you that It is accurate. It's very good as a support and resistance zone. Bollinger Bands, we break out of the Bollingers. Why do I use Bollinger Bands? So I know what the market's doing immediately. It's easy. When the Bollinger Bands are closed, alligator's mouth is closed. You don't trade or you trade rotation. When the gator's mouth is open and we're trending, then we just look to make a move, get with the price action. We're not into fight. You can't make any money swimming upriver. You got to make sure that you get with price action. And today, it's a down day. This is a beautiful 5-minute really price structure. Spike high there, spike low there. 5-minute chart, 13 EMA is right on our 38%. If I can get that sell right now in the next 5 minutes, I can almost guarantee you we have a great shot at making a few bucks. So we're going to go ahead and leave that order in the market. But that's really an interesting thing. You talk about selling the New York action right back there. You can see there was your New York open here on this E-mini NASDAQ futures. And then we sort of rotated, and now we sold off, and now we're sort of trending. I think we have a great chance to win that trade, though. Really. All right, let's see. I'm way behind on the live chat. Let's see. This behavior happened on the US 30 from 9 December to 16 December. Let me see. Labuka, Ollie, good to see you, bro. I really want to learn, but I haven't got a good teacher. Well, I don't know. I never prided myself as being much of a teacher, Labuka. I am a trader. I trade, and we make some videos here. We put a lot of content out there for traders. I can tell you that swing by the trading room, ask me a private question. I'll do my best to help you. But what learning is and what learning is all about is, number one, show up. Show up. Number two, ask questions. I mean, guys, I was fortunate. I had somebody that was a bona fide millionaire teach me how to do this. Am I a millionaire? No, I'm not a millionaire. I don't have that kind of cash. I would say I'm a 100,000-aire somewhere in there. I'm not a millionaire. I never claimed to be. But I will tell you this, I learned from a millionaire. And all of this structure you see in front of you, that's about half of what he showed me. But these are public domain indicators that can really show you exactly what the market's doing. And there is, in my view, there's really no better weapon than Fibonacci retracements. They've been incredibly accurate for me over the past decade or so. And so if you need a good teacher, I don't think I'm a very good teacher, but I'm a trader. And if you show up and you ask questions, I could probably answer most of them. So something to think about there. Let me see Joshua Chung. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Josh. Good to see you. All right, guys, a lot going on in the markets today, and unfortunately, we have to cover the news because that's part of what we do here. Why are the markets coming off? Why is gold up? I mean, this right here is gold. Why is gold up? Gold is up because we have a problem. And we've got terror cells acting up here in the United States. Most of us know that there's a lot of terror cells here in the United States. The United States is a big place. If you're not from the U.S., or if you've never been to the U.S., I live up in Montana. I live in a rural area in Montana, and there's a reason for that, and I'll cover that some other time. But a lot of you guys live in metropolitan areas, and that's cool. I love going to cities. I mean, that's typically where we vacation. We go from the country to the city because, I mean, it's amazing. Culture, all the entertainment, we love food. We're foodies. So any chance you get a chance to go to a place and eat and just hang out with the locals, it's fantastic. It's a great time. This is bad news. And what's happening here is we've seen multiple terror cells activated here in the United States. This is one of the things that we thought could happen really ahead of the Trump inauguration, and we thought that it could happen in a big, big way. Well, we saw a New Orleans terror attack. Somebody drove a truck. It's just ridiculous. Things like this, they happen a lot. A lot of questions around this one, though. Had ISIS ties, and that's not good. And also you had a Cybertruck explosion in front of Trump Tower. So clearly there's a message being sent there at Tesla, Elon Musk. They blew the truck up. They did it right in front of Trump Tower. The idea there was to send a message. Well, the problem is there's a lot of things online that actually can connect these two folks. This gentleman here who drove through the crowd and this guy here that blew the truck up. Now, there's a lot of news going on there that they were both I don't want to name the fort, but I think it was Fort Bragg. I don't want to say that, though, because I don't know for sure. But also, they shared accommodations with Ryan Ruth, which was the guy that tried to kill Trump before the election. This right here is a major bearish market driver. So when we take a look at our markets, we say, okay, how does something like that happen? Well, it's not necessarily that it was a random attack. What you have here is you got a situation that it looks like a terror cell. And what a terror cell is it's a concerted effort to really derail any sort of civilization, essentially. So you see multiple city attack. They're starting to make inroads. They're starting to make links. They actually postponed the Sugar Bowl, which is unheard of. You never postpone a big game like that. So what's going on here? Well, I mean, gold's up. Gold's up about a 1.25%. Why do you think gold's up? Because nobody knows what the heck's going to happen. And I hate to start the new year off like this, but this is the world we live in. So the gold market and the silver market, they really did become accustomed to Israel-Hamas war. They also became accustomed to Russia-Ukraine. It just wasn't a big deal. It didn't really move the gold markets anymore. Gold and silver, precious metals, didn't move them. This moves them. And the reason why it moves them is because we believe that this could be the beginning of something really huge. Now, I'm not going to sit here and be a conspiracy theorist. I'm not, I don't believe in coincidences. These folks were all trained up in the same place, and they're hitting the United States at strategic locations. It means there's more on the way. So what we do as traders is we understand that the safe havens are going to catch action. They're going to catch bids. And you're up about 1.25% today on gold. The decision's easy. I mean, to be brutally honest with you, I sold gold earlier today. Let's go to a 5-minute chart here. I'll show you exactly where I sold. Sold right here. Bang. About, an hour ago, 2 hours ago. Got a nice retracement, but then we came up right here. I wanted to sell again there, but didn't do it because I thought we were going higher. The news cycle right now, we are bullish gold. Let's go to a 4-hour chart. You would love to buy a 4-hour pullback. This will probably be the trade idea a little bit later today. I want to see this 4-hour bar really get established, but you're going to be looking at something like this. We want to be aggressive with gold. We want to be aggressive to the long side. Why? The news cycle, number one, suggests uncertainties coming into the market. And number two, we have a commodity that's on the move. Join the trend. The trend is your friend till the bend at the end. I mean, realistically, that's what we're talking about. So I would love a 4-hour pullback. So you say, Shane, I want to trade right now. I said, well, if you want to trade right now, we can go right down to a 5-minute chart. And there's a million reasons not to trade a 5-minute chart right now. The market's drying up. Boom. There was your big move. There was your big run. And now we sort of got a shoulder in here. And now we're coming down and we're sort of basing right about the 50% line. I would say right around the 50% line there. If I'm picking a side on gold, we go long right now. The question is where do you stop yourself out at? Well, it's a good question. I mean, we can go long. It's not a problem. Buy it, okay. And once again, these are demo dollars. But if you wanted to buy right here, I mean, there's reasons to buy. I don't believe the top's in yet today. Now, whether or not we make any money on this trade location's not good. You can see right here with sort of a little bit of a supply zone. The sellers have dominated action right up here, right around 26,660. If you wanted to be long, you could be long. I mean, there's no problem with it. It's just you got to make sure you stop yourself out. So what would I do? Well, something like this. There was your retracement to 38%. So we've already sort of blown our entry by about $1. That's okay. That's cool. Where would I get out at? You probably would let this bleed. And by let it bleed, I mean take a draw down there, right? Probably that swing low, 26.52. If you're taking a position trade. Now, listen, if you do take a trade like this and just buy into the market willy-nilly, sort of towards the end of the session, you're going to have to be ready for some pain, but also you need to be looking for like 26.74. You need to be looking for a major score up there of about $17 because this is a high-risk trade. We're already taking heat. Our entry's not as good as it could have been. We could have easily bought in down here earlier today, but if we wanted to buy gold right now, that's how you would execute. So you'd be looking at 56. So what would you get filled at? 57. I would stop myself out probably down in here, probably 51.50. I would give that a little bit of room to work underneath that swing low. But as far as I'm concerned, we've pretty much already lost the trade. Our trade location stinks. Do I think 26.75 is possible? Yeah. I think that if it comes out that we see more terrorist attacks today, and let's say there's another shot at the Sugar Bowl, or there was bombs supposedly in the building, there was all sorts of things happening. If something like that does happen, gold's going to go to $3,000, and it's going to happen fast. So what I would recommend, if you're a retail trader, you don't want to be caught short this market right now. You don't want to do it. Now, full disclosure, I sold right here, right in here, bang, bang, and I got lucky. There was a lot of pressure in the market because nobody knew what was going on yet today. And then the market rallied. Why'd the market rally? It's because people are scared. When people are scared, they buy gold. It's tough. All right, way behind on the live chat again. All right. Let me see, Labuka. I want to be okay. Which mentor would teach me trading? Please, I want to be like you, bro. You don't want to be like me. You want to be like you. You want to be like you in the markets. You can take this game further than I ever could or I ever can. I know what I do. I know how to do this, but if you're looking for a mentor, I mean, I'm more than happy to help any way that I can, but be careful on YouTube. There's a few folks out there that claim to be things that they're not. And I'm not going to name any names because I don't want any enemies out there because everybody's actually pretty cordial. There's a young lady that's she's huge on YouTube, and she's a trader. I like her. I think some of the things she talks about trendline trading is absolutely fantastic. I'm not sure that she's a trader, though. And one of the things that you're going to get with me is I'm a trader. I do this. And we're pretty honest about what we do here. Of course, we want you to visit our partner brokers. We want you to go to places like Switch Markets. We want you to go to Wanda, and we want you guys to trade with people that are actually going to pay you off, and that's important. But big picture, I mean, I'm a lot like you guys. I sit here. I got the big screens. I trade it and live it and die it. And the biggest thing you got to do is watch your risk. You've just got to watch your risk. And that would be the number one thing. So if you go find a mentor, a high flyer that is going to give you a system that's going to make you a fortune, that's great. Hey, listen, go for it. Listen, there's nothing wrong with aiming for the moon. There isn't. There isn't. You get older in life and you sort of like, oh, well, maybe I don't have to hit the moon. Maybe I just got to get a few hundred feet up and I do pretty well. That's one thing you can do, but you got to watch your risk. I don't care who your mentor is or who's teaching you. You've got to watch your risk. Like right now, we're getting our lunch eaten on this gold trade. Where would our risk be? I mean, you can see the demo dollars. I mean, we threw a huge position down on this. Nobody can trade money like that, really. So we're going to do that on a 5-minute chart. That's going to be our stop out point. But I got to tell you right now, we're getting crushed. This is a great illustration of what intraday trading does to your account. This doesn't mean anything. Are we right having a long side bias in the gold market? 100%. We're 100% right. Is it hurting us right now? Yeah. Are we going to get stopped out? Could happen. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. So let's just go ahead and let this thing unfold. But before we get into each and every trade, we have to be able to nail exactly what our risk exposure is and exactly what we want. That's the best thing that's the best advice I could ever get. Show up, know where you have to get out, know what you want out of the trade, and then go for it. Go for it. It's a new year. Go for it. It's good stuff. Let me see. Kurt, I am a Muslim, but a true Muslim will never do that disgusting behavior. What a shame. Yeah, I mean, when you're driving through people that are celebrating New Year's or something like that, that has nothing to do with race, color, creed, religion, whatever. That's a broken toy. I call them broken toys. That's not fair. That's not fair to everybody that plays by the rules and that believes in society and believes in what we're trying to do here. You know, and that's to live in peace, I think. But a lot of folks don't want to live in peace, so you got to figure out a way to make sure they don't hurt people. But I agree 100%, Kurt. That's absolutely terrible. Let me see. LeBon, happy 2025. Happy to catch the first live stream of the new year. Absolutely. I got to be honest with you. I've sort of got the reins pulled back a little bit. I'm not hyper aggressive today. I took one trade, about $90, made $90, but it wasn't the greatest trade of the world. We're going to look at some markets now. I know that a lot of you guys like to look at some of these levels, so we're going to go ahead and do that. The oil market really is a barometer of what's happening here in this world. I mean, we're concerned. There's a lot of angst today. The New Year's attack. I mean, quite honestly, most of us expect things like that now, but it's shaking the markets, and it's obvious. I mean, right now the Dow's off about 283. You've also got commodities on the rally. So the real question is how do we trade it? The answer is very simple. We saw a nice big move today. WTI crude up about 2%. For me, it's easy. I'm looking for a spike low right there. So right there's your low. Your low's at 69.39, 69.36, something like that. I'm looking for pullbacks. 72 buys all day long. 72 buys. I think that we can get that. Now, the real question is the top end today? That I don't know. I mean, the way that I would try to estimate whether or not a top or bottom is in is I would go down there to my ADR. My ADR, average daily range, is about 129. That's a 13-day average. That's my average daily range that I use to sort of estimate where the market may go or may not go. 129. So what I would do is I would take $1.29 and I would add that to my low. My low right there is 71.79, so we'd be up around 73 somewhere. So our top potentially could be right up around 73. I believe the top's probably in for U.S. oil. If you wanted to sell right now, you could probably get away with it. But I'm not interested in that. I don't want to fight trends, and I don't want to fight trends because of the news cycle. That bothers me. If there is another explosion, and right now we don't know. I mean, our intelligence agencies, our FBI, and all these people, they are scrambling right now because what that ISIS attack did in New Orleans, it wasn't necessarily that it was this huge monumental event. Thoughts and prayers go out to everybody impacted by it. It's disgusting. I agree. But it wasn't like a New York City, a Twin Towers type of event. But what it did show is there is a terrorist cell or there's activity here. And what that's done is it's driven our commodities up. You can see natural gas is up, 0.75%. U.S. oil's up 2%. I mean, gold's up. Gold's trending higher. What do we do with that? We trade the trends. We capitalize on that action. So if we do get a pullback to 72.03 in U.S. oil, that's a gimme. Just be ready. Be ready for this market to push higher. If, in fact, this is a major terrorist event or if this is just the beginning, then crude oil is going to go to $100 a barrel, and it won't take long. It will not take long. So be careful if you're short crude. Be careful if you're short gold. You could lose a lot of money fast. All right, let's go back to our NASDAQ futures. Have we got our sell limit? See, this is trading. I mean, that's a beautiful formation. I mean, I think we're going to get that sell, and we're going to get a pretty good opportunity. Just remember, if it washes out that low down there somewhere, then you're going to have to move your Fibonacci's accordingly. But something like that, we got a fantastic chance to win that trade. I was kind of hoping we'd get it during this live stream, but I don't think we're going to. As far as our news, other financial news, not really anything of any note. Right now, it's all about terrorism, and it's all about a lack of liquidity in the markets. Our volumes are down today, and that's because the institutions, they aren't back. They aren't back. The big guys aren't trading today. So S&P Global Manufacturing PMI, it's up a little bit. That means absolutely nothing. Crude oil inventories, negative 1.178 million. I mean, is it a big deal? Yeah, it's a tremendously huge deal. We're running supply deficits inside the wintertime here in the northern hemisphere, and what that means is it means that you're heading for an oil shortage in early 2025. Now, the Trump administration has pretty much promised that they're going to drill, baby, drill, and they're going to get as much oil to the market as they possibly can. The problem is that's going to take time. We could easily see a spike in crude oil. We can easily see higher interest rates for longer. We can, in my opinion, see a major stock market pullback here in the first 6 weeks of this year. Matter of fact, I'm relatively sure of it. Now, I'm not supposed to talk like that, but I will tell you that the stage is set for a major sell-off. Now, by the end of the 4 years, will the Trump administration have higher stocks than they do now? Of course. Stock markets are designed to always go up. The question is will it outpace inflation? Will we have the ability to trade it? And the answer is yeah, we're going to trade it. We're going to do very well. Well, I was kind of hoping that this would go, but right now we're trading right around 21.44. It's about 70 points. I don't really see us getting this trade during the U.S. Or during our live stream here, but I do believe that we're going to sell that. We're going to sell that off pretty good. Let me see. Lebong, let me see. Radaby, yeah, I got a couple of live message questions, and then we're going to go ahead and sign off for today. Would you recommend someone to trade only fundamentals or technicals or a combination of both? Great questions, Lebo gang. I'm a hybrid trader. I'm a hybrid trader in the sense that I know what moves the markets, and I understand my technical approach. So, for instance, as a hybrid trader, I know there's pretty much no news out later today that's going to shake this NASDAQ too bad. All right? The only thing that could pretty much send everything haywire is another terror attack. And we're on high alert here in the United States. We think that there's going to be another one coming probably any time. If, in fact, that does happen, as a hybrid trader, I know that news event is going to shake my markets up. So what am I thinking? I'm thinking, okay, in the event that were to happen, I want to be long gold, I want to be long silver, I want to be long crude oil, I want to be short stocks. So how do I do that? Well, it's not enough just to say, okay, sell stocks right now because I think something's going to blow up. That's not enough. What is enough is having my technical framework here. I use a 13-period EMA with Bollinger Bands, and I use Fibonacci retracements to get my to really judge market state. This right here, this 5-minute chart on the NASDAQ, that's about as clear-cut of a downtrend on a 5 minutes you're ever going to see. Now, we have compression. That's great. If, in fact, we do pop and get into a state of disequilibrium, believe me, I wanted this trade right there. That would have made this a real high probability trade. It's not as good now just because we're sort of basing. But that's what I want to do. So I take my technicals. I understand that the news cycle is going to drive price, and then I'm going to trade accordingly. So that's what a hybrid trader is. That's what I do. That's for sure. Let me see. Tilt. We are drilling at record levels, and our refiners are operating at full capacity. More drilling at this point is a myth. Yeah, they're not going to drill anymore, Tilt. What the deal will be is it'll be about getting oil to market. That's it. It's going to be about pipelines. It's going to be about finding as many ways as possible to get the oil to the market, to Cushing, Oklahoma. That's where the market. That's the only thing that's going to drive oil prices down. Till they're not going to drill. The infrastructure is already in place. The fracking's already done. The wells are there. It's just about producing. Now, can we get that product to the market? And if it gets to the market, that's going to drive prices down. So that's the idea behind the Keystone Pipeline being demothballed and being recommissioned. And it's also really a huge. Trump's betting everything on it. He thinks that they can get more oil to the market, and that's going to drive prices down, and that'll cut inflation. That's the idea. That's for sure. So great point, Tilt. Absolutely. All right, let's see here. All right, let me see. Could I have your medium or long-term view on oil, please? Let's see. Ivy, absolutely. Let's see. I think that Trump will be extremely bearish for oil. I doubt the current strength will continue. All right. Well, Ivy, I mean, I sort of just gave it to you. The terrorist things right now are going to be the number one market driver of U.S. oil. No question about it. Is Trump bearish? There's a couple of things that could send oil prices very, very low in 2025. And I tend to agree with you that I'm bearish crude oil for this year. I think that your higher interest rates, they're going to hold interest rates higher. And what that's going to do is it's going to put downward pressure on commodities. That's going to be a big deal. Now, as far as drill, baby, drill, Tilt's absolutely right. They're not going to drill any more holes, but what they are going to do is they are going to try to get those pipelines going, and they are going to expand the leases. Remember, it's all about leases in the oil industry. It's about locking down as many leases as you possibly can. There are going to be exponentially more leases issued under Trump. That's a guarantee. So all of those things are going to typically drive crude oil prices down. What could drive crude oil prices up? Terrorist attacks, World War. We go to World War, I mean, crude oil goes to probably $250 a barrel. There's no question, because there's not going to be any oil. There's not going to be enough oil to run everything, and that'll be the big thing. So my intermediate to long-term view, I'm optimistic on the bearish side of WTI crude, but I do understand that geopolitics can drive this thing to $100, and it can happen fast. And we're running deficits here in the United States in the wintertime. Our supplies are very, very low, almost criminally low. So I'm sort of neutral towards U.S. oil. I've been bullish the last 2 years in January, WTI crude, and we haven't hit that. We haven't hit that $100 level. We just haven't done it. So, do we go to 100 this year? Very possible. Very possible. Do we stagnate? I think under a Trump administration, you probably see $60 crude oil being the new norm, and that'll take gas prices down to about $2.49 a gallon, which is going to be pretty. Most people are going to really enjoy that, and that will put a dent in inflation. Let's see. What else do we have here? We got a few more comments, and I'm going to go ahead. I have a problem watching the broadcast. It tells me the broadcast is unavailable. What is the solution? Boy, I don't know, MW. I mean, we're on YouTube. We're on Twitch. We're on LinkedIn. We're on X. We're all over the place. So just Google how to trade, and you'll be able to find it. If it's not available here in the trading room, let me see. I'm clicking on it right now. Yeah, we're up and running. Yeah. Should be good to go. Maybe just refresh your browser, MW. Let me see, JC. It has only just begun. I think that things are going to get very, very bad, JC. But my hopes and my wishes are the other way. In any case, I'm buying WTI on a pullback. 7203 is a fantastic way. All right, we still haven't got the NASDAQ trade, and the market's tanking. That's the frustrating thing about trading these things. You know you're right, but you just got to get your price. Remember, you got to have a good idea. You got to have a stop-out point, a profit target, and then you have to get your price. If you don't get your price, then we just sit here frustrated all day long. and that can be tough. Gold's coming off big. We see our trade location wasn't very good. This will probably be the last stand right here at 62%. If, in fact, we do rally back up above 54, I could see us going much higher. But then again, we could just be profit-taking towards the end of the day. A lot going on there. Let me see, Lebo Gang, back testing or demo trading? I don't believe in back testing hardly at all. And a lot of folks here just rolled their eyes over. They didn't want to hear that, but I can tell you, being a veteran of a major back testing and market research project back in 2011, 2012, we figured out how to trade last year perfect. That's what I always say. I said, hey, listen, if you got a medal for learning how to trade the last 6 months of the market, we learned how to do that perfectly. The problem is it doesn't translate into real time. So what I would recommend is getting a way that you like to trade. I always say be intuitive. Have an understanding of who you are as a person and how you want to trade. You may be a great scalper, but hate position trading. I hate position trading. I don't like being in the markets. I really don't. I like getting in and getting out. Placed one trade today. I was in it all of about 25 seconds. I'm not interested in being in it. I don't need to be in the market to feel like I'm doing something. The game is research. The game is figuring out your strategy. The game is discipline. The game is trying to keep your head on straight as you're making money and as you're losing money. And honestly, making money can be tougher to deal with than losing money. Puts a lot of people on tilt immediately. I know a lot of them. I know some guys that they had really hard lives, and it wasn't because they were losing. It was because they were winning. And so the biggest thing you got to do is keep your head on straight. So demo or back testing, I would recommend just getting in and start placing trades. Demo trade. If I would recommend one exercise to anybody, it would be trade to the green. Hey, listen, my dad wasn't a trader. My dad was a builder. He was an architect and a builder. And one of the things when I first got into trading, I was learning from my uncle, but one of the things that I would be doing, and they're on demo, and I would just be placing all these trades on demo, and he would come in and look, and he said, "Are you making any money?" And I go, "Well, I mean, we're doing okay on the demo. I'm sort of figuring out how this whole thing works." And he said, "I want to see that thing in the green every day." And here's a guy who doesn't know anything about markets, really. I mean, he understands real estate an incredible amount, but he doesn't really understand what we're trying to do here with price action. And he would come in the room and he'd say, "Hey, I want to see it in the green today." Like, you need to turn a profit. You need to show everybody that you can turn a profit in here every day. Now, a lot of people laugh at that. They say you can't make money every day. I don't believe that. I think a person shows up to the market, you make money every day. Make money every day. To me, that's intuitive. That's easy. Do I make money every day? No, of course not. You're going to have big losing days. You're going to have big winning days. You're going to have little losing days. You're going to have little winning days. The biggest thing you do, though, is you protect your money. So I don't believe you can do that back testing. I mean, I can sit here and I can honestly, Lebo Gang, I can sit here and I can take any technical indicator on this 5-minute gold chart and I can build it into a winning strategy by just backfitting the data. It's not hard. Anybody comes to you and says, "Well, here's what you got to do," and typically all these systems, they revolve around 5x payouts, 10x payouts. Well, you just got to stay in there until you hit the home run. And I go, yeah, but that's not how this life works. You run out of money before you hit the home run. And I know a lot of guys that have done that. Maybe we'll start naming names one of these days. Who knows? Cheap viewers on Streamboo, remove the space. I don't know, GF, but thanks for tuning in. All right, everybody, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I do appreciate you joining me. This week's going to be a little bit lethargic. We're going to put out a new YouTube video tomorrow. I hope everybody enjoyed the Fibonacci video. I'm going to go ahead and put one out tomorrow that's on institutional trading, and then we'll be back at it probably full strength Monday. So if you're trading right now, you don't need to be risking a ton of money. You don't need to be doing stuff like this. We're down 3,100 on that trade. You don't need to be doing that. Because right now the markets are flat, and we really are all on pins and needles waiting for the next terrorist attack, if it is to come. Thoughts and prayers are with all the victims in New Orleans and folks that were impacted by that. You guys got to know. I mean, that's not America. That's not how we feel. We don't. I don't like that. I don't like that crap. So I hope the powers that be really get that hemmed in. But it is the number one market driver right now. Everybody's waiting for the other shoe to drop, as is the case after any terror attack. The big thing that makes this one different is that there's ISIS ties and there's multiple people in multiple areas that were all in the same place at one point. That means that it's a conspiracy. It's a cabal, and you're seeing it in the markets. Don't take it from Shane Vernier. Look at the price action. The prices are down today. Why? Because they're waiting for the other shoe to drop. All right, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and sign off, but I do want to wish everybody a happy New Year. It's fantastic. I had a great time over the New Year's break. A couple weeks off was fun, but I got to tell you, I was getting bored. I want to get back in the saddle, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to get a trade ID out later today. If you have anything at all you need, come by the How to Trade trading room. Look me up. Send me a message. I'll do my best to get back to you. I got a stack of messages in there, but I'm more than happy to answer anybody's question that has one. And if you haven't checked out How to Trade, be sure to do so. Let me see. Thank you, Shay. Looking forward for a profitable year 2025. Bobby Bob, I think it's the time for goal setting. You guys want to know my goal? We're going deep into the six figures this year. We're not playing around either. I think that last year was a really great trading year for me. Very good. Grew as a trader, believe it or not. And this next year, I think we blow the top off the game. I really do, and I'm looking forward to it. But health and happiness to everybody out there. I know I can be intense on these live streams because I love to trade, but really I want everybody here to make money. Make money. Take money from the brokers. Take money out. Get used to taking money out. One of the biggest things I did last year that I hadn't done in a long time was I started taking a weekly paycheck out of my trading account. I sat there and I said, okay, Friday would roll around, and I'd be up X, Y, Z, and I'd say, okay, I want some money. And I would make them wire me the money. And I would go down to the bank, and I would pull the money out, and I'd say, that's real. It's real. Don't lose yourself in this game. We take risk for a living. Don't lose yourself. Remember, it's real money. And if you stick to your guns, stick to your game plan, and be disciplined, you will get to where you're going a hell of a lot faster than if you go in here and you don't care and you just throw trades down and hope you win. Find a game plan, stick to it. If you need help finding a game plan, ring me up. Hit me on a private message and I'll do my best to get right with you. All right, everybody, I'm going to go ahead and sign off now. This has been a long stream. Fantastic listening. Thanks, Clive. I sure appreciate everybody that shows up. Let me see. Libo Gang, final question. What is a good win-to-loss ratio on a monthly basis? I aim for 80%, Libo. I hate losing, but that's my trades. My trades are much tighter than most folks' trades. Some of the coaches that were here in the past, they had giant risk versus reward ratios, and they would make more money. They would make more money. I believe, personally, that if you're losing more than you're winning, you've got a problem. Now, if you're making more money consistently on your winners than you are on your losers, then you're good. There is no set win-loss ratio. I shoot for 80%. 8 out of 10, I'm on a heater right now. I've won about 15 trades in a row, but I shoot for 80%, and I understand you can start losing at any time. But I also do things on a one-to-one basis, and I keep my trades real tight. Now, if you're like a 1-3, 1-4, 1-5 trader, you need to find out your break-even point and just hit above that. So if you're hitting off a 3x payoffs on your risk, shit, you only got to hit 40% of those, and you're going to win. Always be thinking about that. Your win-loss ratio, Lebo, is going to be different than mine. It doesn't matter what it is. What matters is if you make money or not. Solid info, absolute tilt. All right, guys, it's fantastic to be back. 2025 in the house. Good to see everybody. Mark Corp, good to see you. Great to get started again. I can't wait. We're going to have – today was a little bit light. We're going to have some trade ideas out later today, and then we're going to dig in. We're not going to do a huge amount of trading this week, though. Next week, though, it is game on. So good luck to the Georgia Bulldogs. I got a little bit on you later today. We'll see exactly how that Sugar Bowl pans out. Notre Dame, Georgia is going to be a great game starting here in about 2.5 hours. I'm on Georgia. All right, everybody. You have a fantastic trading day. If you need anything at all, swing by the trading room. Look me up. I'm more than happy to help. And our gold trade's making a comeback. We'll see how it goes. All right, everybody. Trade the action well, and we'll talk soon. See you.